For the last section in these notes, we're going to look at working backwards. So for the last few problems, you've been given a compound inequality. You would solve it and graph it. This time you're going to be given the graph and you're going to try to write the inequality. You might have noticed that many of the problems that we did before either ended up with a portion of the number line in between two values shaded or two portions outside shaded. And that's a good way to look at and questions or questions. So what we have in front of us right now is two cutoff points, the -3 and the 2, and we've got it shaded between. The two endpoints are colored in circles, which means they'll be included. So we've got -3 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 2. We're just going to do a quick check and make sure that our test point, for example, at 0 will work. -3 is less than or equal to 0, that's true. And 0 is less than or equal to 2, that's true. Remember, both of them had to be true in order for this to be true. So that looks good. Our solution is -3 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 2. Now this one has the two pieces shaded outside of a central location. These are usually going to be OR questions, and you're just going to look at the two separate inequalities that you have graphed. So over here, I have a -5 as my cutoff point. The circle is colored in, which means it's either going to be greater than or equal to or less than or equal to because it's a colored in point. Just like before in the last section, we're just going to take a guess and see whether or not that matches up with our test point. So let's say that -6 was our test point. And we want to do -6 is greater than or equal to -5. That is false, which means my guess was incorrect, and instead of a greater than sign, I'd like this to be a less than or equal to sign to make that a true statement. Do the same thing over on the other side. Over on the other side, the cutoff point is a +5, and there's an equal to sign again, so it's either greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. Let's just guess the greater than or equal to and then check the test point. 6 is greater than or equal to 5. That's correct. So my first guess was good. I don't need to change anything. They're shaded towards the outside, which makes this one an OR problem. Here's another one where they're shaded to the outside, so this will be an OR question again. Same cutoff values again with the -5 here. Remember that was a less than. The only difference is that this is going to be a less than sign rather than a less than or equal to sign because that cutoff point is not included. It's an open circle. We can do a quick check with our test point and make sure -6 is less than -5, so that's good. Then we'll come over to our other one here. Cutoff point is a 4. It's an open circle, so it's either greater than or a less than. So we'll just take a guess and then do a test point. 5 is greater than 4, so I had a good guess. So my final answer, x is less than -5 or x is greater than 4. One last one. This one's shaded in between again, which means it's going to be an AND problem. Our two cutoff points are the -3 and the 2. X is between those. This time there's no equal to sign because they're open circles, so they're strictly less than signs. And again, just to be sure, we'll do a quick little test point of 0 and make sure that this is a true statement. -3 is less than 0, that's true. 0 is less than 2, that's true. So this is good. My solution is -3 is less than x is less than 2.